Alright. Alright, there we go. Now we have some voice for you to hear. Hello guys. Back at it. A little game called Throne of Liberty. So it's a free-to-play game. Became available to the regular public at the beginning of October, I believe. It's got some very interesting things to it. It's been pretty fun to play. It certainly, in some aspects, is harder than other MMOs. In some ways, it's just been easy. I'm only level 41 out of a max level 50 currently. It's hard to explain like some of the stuff. So a lot of the leveling and questing movement is similar to other games like World of Warcraft. Their crafting is a little bit odd. There's guild experience. There's PvP in this game through what they call conflict zones or conflict areas. The gist of this, though, as far as picking what kind of class you're going to be, it's basically about what weapons you pick. So if we pull up here, I have chosen a sword and a shield for my main one, and I have a longbow as my second weapon. So these are interchangeable. I use both through the course of a fight. But what they will do is if we go here, let's go to skills, is from that basic defense weapon skill, you get skills that as you level up, that you can increase their power with different books, and it unlocks, like my next level, to unlock at level 50 is I'll be able to unlock these two skills. These are passive skills over here. Now these passive skills and these active skills you choose through a set of quick slots which ones you're going to have active at any one time, including your passive skills. So you can choose it, so you can set up a second one, and then those passive skills and these skills. So it's not so much a dual spec as just, you know, more maybe a ranged one here and different passive and stuff. So they have that. You don't have the ability to have additional bars. Like I can't put all my spells down there so I have access to them all at the same time. Also, as you're leveling, you level your sword mastery as well through different choices. It seems fairly slow. I'm not sure if there's a faster way to do it. Same with longbow. Crafting / gearing is different. It's pretty effective here. I just got an armadillo morph, and then you have different morphs for when you're running around. So it's kind of like a travel form. I don't see them having that. You have a little pet as well that can help you. Kind of a pet. You don't really interact with it a ton. It can heal you and it will go and pick up stuff off the ground. But then you have this travel form that you can use. You also have a flight form. The flight form is really just kind of a glide down. It's nothing fancy. It's not great for super far ranges. There are a couple quests that kind of put it to the test. But gearing, again, if we look at my character screen here, we have the difference of the gear. So it starts off with gray, like uncommon, or the common. Then you have uncommon, then you have your rare, and then there's purple, which is, I don't know, what, epic, maybe? But the gray one, generally you end up replacing and crafting the green one to start off with, and you can craft blue and purple and different ones at different level. But also, as I level this up, if I get a new blue one at a lower level, like at a level 0, I can take this one that has 6, the max level for green, and put it into, basically transfer its power into my new one, and then I will advance my blue to level 3. So 50% of the levels from this goes into that blue one, so it's kind of nice. I'm not sure if you can do that multiple times. Like if you had multiple green ones, I'm not sure if that would be effective or not. Again, still learning this game. It was decently complicated to get in. When you first start playing, they throw a lot at you. And, I mean, still playing through it, just learning stuff, trying to figure out what's right. They do have groups, raids, lots of stuff like that. Craft any of these, they'll like tell you what you need for them. Lithographs is a different function of the game. Yeah, I need stronger armor, is right, but not green armor. Oh, so if you're looking at this, all the things, they all have different stats and secondary stats on them. So if you look, we have, like, we have a melee defense, you have a ranged defense, you have different, whatever abilities. It can be hit chance, extra health, like increases my helmet, increases my max health by 705. It shows what I would get if I switched over. It shows all the negatives. It would remove the health. It would give me melee evasion by 26, and so on. And you can also transfer in traits from other pieces of gear, but that's a little bit more complex beyond what I'm at right now. I only have a couple pieces of blue gear from leveling. You can get more probably if you do dungeons, but I've only done like one group dungeon. And it was sort of the normal state of MMOs now, where everybody just wants to rush through a dungeon. No communication, just pulling whatever, regardless if you're a tank or otherwise. Then I actually died with another DPS in the dungeon we went with. And they pulled the last boss and we got locked out. And we didn't get anything for the dungeon because we weren't there to participate, because there's participation counts towards... Trying to kill myself with water. Participation counts towards your loot and the quality of loot, amount of your loot that you can get. So you want to participate. I don't know how to get these rare lithographs yet. I know you have a book where you can add things to it here. And I think you can get these to make the quality lithograph. But you have to like find them to unlock it first. So I'm not sure if this says uncommon armor. But also like this one, I would get a Blade of Resistance as a reward if I get all of them, but I haven't got all. I suppose you could craft some of these. If you wanted to trick it, I could craft the bootlegger and these to unlock that. But I don't really need that. If any of them, I would probably need the bow right now. So standard issue, hunter, and sniper. Let's see if those are... Let's see here. Oh, let's go to those. Let's see. I don't even have the ability to make the green ones because I don't have the... Oh, I guess I have a lithograph. I need more mistwood, but I have plenty of that. So I'd have to do standard. What am I using right now? It's not showing me the other one. There it is. So birchwood is the one I have. So I'd have to do a standard, a hunter, and a longbow. So I'd take 15 mistwood. Let's see if I can do this here. We're going to do 15. I guess that wasn't good enough. I still need more. So let's go ahead and we're going to craft it. So basically I'm crafting this to throw it into my book. And which one did I just make? So I got a hunter longbow and a standard issue longbow. I need the sniper. So now I can go in here and I'll show you some of this leveling up if we're at it, if I can craft this. So we're going to go into our lithograph book. We're going to add these 3 items here and it should give us this as a reward. So we're going to say add. And then this is our reward. I'm not sure if it just ends up, oh, claim reward here. Okay. And we want to use that bow, so we're not going to put it in there. We're going to go to our inventory. We are going to switch weapons because we don't need to switch that one. And we're going to switch to this one. Switch to the blue bow? Okay. So see, this has a level 6 and my blue bow is a blue. The damage is still more just because it's a rare, but we can actually increase that right now by using this weapon. We're going to go to weapon enchanting, I think. Where's that at? Craft, auction house, equipment enchanting. So we're going to click on this bow, and we can increase it here if we wanted to. But what we want to do is we actually want to transfer this. Oh, I can transfer that in there too? Well, let's try this one. I don't want to do that. So our bow, we're going to get 300% in there. We're going to accept that. Alright. So now we're leveled at the max amount of level we can go. I mean, there's other things, I don't think there's anything I can do with this yet. It just shows it for all the items I can do with it, but there's nothing to be done. Level up. I only have 1 of 4, so I can't continue leveling that up right now, but it will do more damage for me. And these, I got a quest that let me get a bunch of that, so we're actually weapons. So I'm just increasing the defense, the range, collision chance on just these gloves, getting the max level. I don't have to worry about spending my mats getting this max level, because once it's at level 9, if I get an epic one, I'll be able to transfer that into levels on the epic one. So it's not, doesn't feel like as much of a waste of like leveling up a piece of green gear and then getting a new one and going to a blue. You're getting, you know, a little bit of validation for the hard work you've already done. I'll be looking at my character info. We have the bow, base damage, attack speed, all that fun stuff. And we have 2 locked slots for it that we can add traits to. It just costs money, and you have to have the ones that have traits that you want. Alright. Don't need to worry about that. So this is actually a very big map so far walking around. I've been walking around this game for hours now, and this is really the part that I've explored, is this. They do have waypoints. They're free up to a certain point, like free to travel. But they're also, I want to see this, there's a giant whale that I love in this game. So if we go here, that's not the word, let's go here. Free. Flying across the sky, and I think you can battle him, I'm not sure. I'm not max level yet, and I haven't farmed any kind of gear. Oh, there he is. Yeah, baby. They have like travel forms that you can use, and water travel forms, and flying. You hear that? I'm like, it's flying through the sky. Like, what's up with all these barnacles on it? What is it catching on the sky? Has like tusks coming out the front of it. Oh, hello. I don't even know what this is. It gave me stuff. See that there is some collecting, there's crafting. Certainly can be done at a higher level than I'm doing at this point. Let's see, there's your guy. I don't know if this says how much time. Alright, well, I was going to show you some of the fighting. So there's several options I picked, and it gives you some flexibility in options. There's not key binding, there's no add-ons for, like, you know, wanting to know your DPS. You don't get to know your DPS. The only thing that people talk about is what is your power at? What's your combat power? So like a lot of people I see them like 2,000 combat power or 2,200 combat power DPS looking for road. There's collectibles around the map. Let's try and find somebody to punch real quick though. So this is where I have my main thing, so I can be ranged or I can switch to my weapon. But that doesn't stop me from using ranged abilities. So if I come over here to the Sand Scorpion, I can start off with either. I can have my sword out now, but I can still use this ranged ability. Oh, except you walked outside of my range here. So I have some self-healing, I have some self-resource. Really, he keeps walking out of my range. Fine, we'll kill this Mandrake. And that purple has a quick time, kind of a little bit of action to it. These are lower levels, they're not going to last that long. Let's see if I can fight a Basilisk. I have melee functions. But in terms, I'm mixing in from DPS part, because I'm still using my bow skills at the same time. If I wanted to switch my weapon to bow, I could just stand back and shoot. And they run up, maybe I want to switch back to my sword, I can switch mid-combat to using my sword. So it's all complicated. The movement sounds weird. I don't have a strafe, like I don't use Q and A. Instead I use Q to do your shield block when that purple comes up. And then there's E. So E right here is just to start my slash. So it'll do a regular sword slash and start combat. See? Now I'm starting combat. And these are all abilities I've gotten after a while. You can so B returns you to usually the Skylight Sanctum in mine. I don't know if that can change. You have heals. You also get these things that are called like summons, but basically they give you an ability for a short time, and I turn into them. So like this is the vampire one. He takes reduced damage. There's another one that does increased damage. I mean, there's, if we open up the list of them, if we go here, it's not Morph, it's Guardians. Here we go, Guardians. So they have an ability for each, whichever Guardian you choose to be using. So like, if you're a caster, you probably want, you know, this masked guy right here to recover your mana and recover other people's mana. Or this one here to increase damage. But there are other ones that have special abilities, and if you don't know how to get it, you can click here. What do you gotta go do? I gotta go do Mana Waste and do the Demon's Test to unlock it. So they give you a lot of help, but man, it took me a minute to figure out some of it. And some of it's even my guildies here that I've been in chat with telling me things like, when I'm doing quests, I couldn't figure out, like, I ran out of quests to do. But when you're in a zone, you actually have these quests that you can do for the zone, and I saved some of them. And to have them show up on your map, you can favorite them, and it will have it show up on your mini-map and your map then. But before then, I couldn't figure it out. It was all kind of clunky, because I didn't know the system. So if you're willing to get past the crap time, well, not crap, it's just, there's a learning curve. as there is with most games. It is free to play, so you can give it a shot without like feeling bad that you spent money on it. But again, just like all games, it might not be right for you, but it doesn't hurt to. It's a lot easier in the wallet than opposed when I paid like $70 for, Space Marines, and then you're like, I really don't care for this game. And if you don't refund it in the time, you're paying $70 for a game you're not going to play. They do have microtransactions, battle passes, the normal kind of stuff we come to see in games, even in AAA games where you're paying $70 have battle passes and crap. I just was looking at Diablo, and I'm like, I'd go back and try it. They have the expansion. It's another like huge out-of-pocket expenditure. So I don't know. But I've been enjoying playing this game. Who knows if I'll go farther than this. But appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed my 2 cents worth today, guys. Yeah,